emoji there.
You pay the hospital level now.
With the heart them there.
I didn't come out to see that true. So I
More
want to
massive, raise up.
to this constituency with the love of
More.
He's about to be a first-time member of Parliament. Comrade Dr. Alfred Dawes.
Wow. You mean. Come through with the emoji them in that chat. I'll come with stand up. All I need is you see, I want Dr. Alfred, and someone about fix up the healthcare system. You remember good? Think a joke thing? And I hold the power to my foot too. Hold the power. One Christopher Tufton, mash up the players and straight healthcare system, man, join us. Come through Dr. Alfred Dawes.
Comrade Chairman. Distinguished comrades and platform, audience, everyone, good evening.
Ladies and gentlemen, good night, good morning. You know when they say you have something on your mind and you have to get it off. Well, in this live stream here, something has been weighing heavily on my mind after listening to Dr. Alfred Dawes' speech over again and at Barbican Square. To me, personally, this title, as all of my titles, I try to keep them with a certain level of integrity. And as you can see, what the title says here, wait a minute, 1 second guys. Welcome in. Just tap the screen 2 times to hit the like button. It's late, so we had the green screen today. This is the cold hard truth, ladies and gentlemen. The cold hard truth is that Dr. Dawes put the 2025 election into full perspective in his speech. And I think it's a message that every single member of this wonderful country needs to hear and really digest and take it with them. Now, I was listening to Andre Stevenson earlier, and he mentioned Saturday. Remember Saturday? We were encouraging. Lord have mercy, what do you mean? We were encouraging everybody to come and, of course, get enumerated so they can go out and vote. We're not offering any excuses. One, we need to educate ourselves about what's going on in the political scene. 2, we have to be clear on what we actually want in our country. What do we actually want? What are the policies that speaks to us? What are the plans that speak to us? What is our expectation? All right, what do you expect of your government? Have you communicated that to your government? And if so, have they listened? Have they made promises? Have they fulfilled them? What kind of character has the government shown you, right? For you to say, yo, you know what? Yo, I'm gonna give it to them. They are the one. You know what I'm saying? I want to know, what kind of character have they shown? Do you trust your government? Do you think they're operating with integrity? Does integrity even matter to you? All of these questions are questions, one, you should be asking yourself or already know. You should already understand, okay, well, not all of them, Most of them. Like, you should already know what do you expect from your leadership. When you compare your life that you're living right now, life always has challenges. The country always has challenges. When you compare your life that you're living now in Jamaica compared to 20 years ago, how do you gauge that? How do you compare that and say, okay, you know what? If I'm being honest, there's a clear difference. Now, if there's a clear difference, ladies and gentlemen, then we got action. And if it's a clear difference that's, suggesting a negative, we really got action. Because what that means is that, you understand that we have to change something. Things cannot stay as it is. If you understand, that what's been going on, how things been happening, I really can't continue like this. I don't see any future for my children. I don't see any future for my elders. I don't see any future, period. The cold hard truth. All right. So let me play this clip right here. Normally, I don't really have a time when I do go live. I be going crazy all the time. So, hey, if my people are not used to me at this hour, so I did send out a beacon to let people know that I'm live. They can catch the replay, and I appreciate y'all catching the replay. I hope that you guys smash that like button coming through the door. And remember, the donation links are pinned. Now, let's get to Mr. Alfred Dawes. Let's get to the broski, all right? Yes, ready for the road. Why do I have that song in my mind? I know what it is. Yeah, let's touch on this. Cause I'm gonna take my time.
Someone like go fix up the healthcare system, you know? You remember good? You think I joking? And I hold the power work man for the too. Hold the power work. One Christopher Tufton mash up the players and secure healthcare system in my hand join us.
Never
Come
lie.
through Dr. Alfred Dawes.
Never lie.
Comrade Chairman, distinguished comrades on the platform, in the audience, everyone, good evening. I'm going to talk about health. I get in there, but I have some things I need to get off of my chest first. First things first, them call this Barbican Square after tonight, it shall henceforth be known as Red Square. Because I see a river BNB come down from
Bird
bank
to
to
bird.
bank.
Never lie, Mr. Dawes. Never lie. Place with the ram, man.
But comrades across Jamaica, I feel the energy, I feel the vibe, and I am happy to know that the comrades are united and ready to take it to them. Because time come, comrades, we are faced with a unique election.
Listen to this.
And I put it to you that this election is an election of money versus love. Because they're coming with a
Money versus love. So, it's funny the doctor used those two words. Because you see, the love of money might be the undoing of the people of Jamaica. The lickiness, them give one 50,000, them give this and them give that. All type of things them give in election time. fix every problem in the election time, just to fix your business for vote for them. So it's really the election of love versus money. But the love for money is what is dangerous. You understand? And that's why the prophet said reverse the order, reverse the curse. Because the love of money seems to be the undoing of this whole entire nation in a every way, shape, or form. For the love of money, people, get involved in all type of sorcery and voodoo and, one bag of nonsense. Right? Yeah. For the love of money, the people get involved in all type of demonic stuff. Bible say, what does it profit a man? You understand? To gain the world and lose his whole soul. Right? Now, we are really fighting for the soul of Jamaica, ladies and gentlemen. It might sound cliche to some people, but at where we're at right now, in this juncture of our history as a people, nothing could be more accurate than what I just said a while ago. We are literally fighting for the soul of our nation. I don't know what happened, but at some point we have lost our way. And all of the things that make Jamaica Jamaica, our national anthem, our national pledge, and let me go to that. Let me go to that. And trust me, this live stream is very random. This live stream is very random indeed. Alright? Extremely random. In everything, like, seriously. Before God and all mankind, I pledge the love and loyalty of my heart, the wisdom and courage of my mind, the strength and vigor of my body, in the service of my fellow citizens. I promise to stand up for justice, brotherhood, and peace, to work diligently and creatively, to think generously and honestly, right? So that Jamaica may, under God, increase in beauty, fellowship. Sorry, my bad, y'all. My bad. Yeah. To think generously and honestly, so that Jamaica may, under God, increase in beauty, fellowship, and prosperity, and play her part in advancing the welfare of the whole human race. Not just Jamaica, the entire human race. I don't know who wrote this. I don't know who wrote this pledge, but this is not a normal pledge. All right? Before God and all mankind, I, you, me, all of us, pledge the love and loyalty of our hearts, the wisdom and courage of our mind. Wisdom, courage, two things that are lacking in this country, and is why it's concerning when it comes on to the 2025 election. Will the Jamaican people have the wisdom and the courage to do the right thing? Right? The strength and vigor of my body in service of my fellow citizens, even the ones that hate us for speaking, even the ones that are dieharded to one side and are so blinded that they can't see that we're being dragged into an abyss of destruction by our leaders, right? It says, to the service of my fellow citizens, I promise to stand up for justice. Is justice being done in Jamaica? Or are you, the individuals, the citizens, standing up for justice, brotherhood, and peace? Let's really look into those three words: justice, right? Do you know something, right, that could bring justice to Jamaica, and you are quiet about it? You're holding it back. You're not even trying to get it out there. Brotherhood, that means one thing happens to one Jamaican, it happens to all of us, right? Like when the young man in the pandemic used his freedom of speech in a way that I wouldn't, but still has that freedom of speech, and it was violated when police came and took him from under his bed in his house and videoed it and told him to apologize to the Prime Minister because him told him for SYM, because he was not, whatever reason he told him to SYM. Again, freedom of speech. Guys, please double tap the screen. Come on, man. Double tap the screen, y'all. Double tap the screen to get the likes up, right? So, justice, brotherhood, and peace. To work diligently and creatively. Work very hard. Be consistent. And this is all for Jamaica, you know. Are we doing that? To think generously and honestly. Generously. To give, to serve, honestly. Honesty, integrity. I remember an individual said to me that the government can take all the tax dollars they want because they're not robbing them. So this person thought because they are somebody that's an independent, well, I wouldn't say independent, but they're an entrepreneur, and the way how their money, is earned is direct cash in hand based off service. Yes? So because of that direct cash in hand, the big pool of tax dollars that we all pay, he thinks he doesn't pay. I was trying to explain that. I was like, yo, bro, if they rob one person in Jamaica, they rob all of us. That's where brotherhood comes in. You understand? And, justice. So it says to think generously and honestly. So if we're being honest with ourselves, we see what is wrong with the country. But are we doing anything about it? Are we just turning a blind eye? It says here, so that Jamaica may honor God. This is the most important part, because everything else, every other pledge up at the top, loyalty of my heart, wisdom and courage of my mind, strength and vigor of my body, service of my fellow citizens. Isn't that what God wants of us, right? To really serve each other. You know what I'm saying? I promise to stand up for justice, brotherhood, and peace. Like, I'm telling you, man, this pledge right here, to work diligently and creatively, integrity, to think generously and honestly, so that Jamaica may honor God, increase in beauty, fellowship, and prosperity. Once Jamaica is under God, we will increase in beauty, fellowship, and prosperity. As it stands right now, ladies and gentlemen, our country is not under God. Our country is being ruled by the devil. And there will be no prosperity. There will be no beauty. It's an ugly, ugly scene that is going on in Jamaica every single day. Where there's an accident on the road, you hear people being unalive, you hear about all types of demonic things going on in Jamaica. Right? It says here, so that Jamaica under God increasing beauty, fellowship, and prosperity, so that we can play our part in the welfare of the entire human race. Again, from internal fellowship and service to our fellow citizens here in Jamaica, to externally playing our part in advancing the welfare of the entire human race. What more you want than that? Explain to me what more could you want than that? But let's go back to what Mr. Dawes was saying.
And I put it to you that this election is an election of money versus love. Because they're coming with a bag of money. And all we got is love.
All we got is love.
Already in my constituency, they are telling people that they have $50,000 for them if they can carry the household. I can't match that. Stacey can't match that. Most of the comrades running cannot match that.
Yeah.
So we have to get the people out to vote because of love. The love for the party, the love for the country, the love for the philosophy of the People's National Party. And we need Jamaicans to understand why it is that this is called PNP country and why the natural state of Jamaica is with the People's National Party. And we have to remind them of the history of this country. I see them trying to rewrite history. A 5-hour speech the other day, and half of it is trying to revise history. But they only take their history and talk about Finsack. But comrades, we are going back to the beginning. When the People's National Party was formed at War Theatre, when even Bustamante was on stage before he jumped ship with a deal. That time the PNP was formed as a class alliance. For the first time, the middle class and the working class and the upper class were united because they realized that all people equal, but some need a little bit more help than the others. And there's a mass of people that we have to look out for. And that is what everybody understood. And that is why that love for people became the backbone of the People's National Party. It is why...
No. Remember making continue.
When we hear them talk about they will not give Bob Marley national hero, we understand because Bob Marley is a comrade.
For the elder them were out there. Did you guys know that? Is this something? Because that's the first time I'm hearing that Bob Marley is a comrade. And he's going to explain.
And it's not just a regular comrade. Bob Marley was campaigning with the bandwagon with Michael Manley. So they will never give a man a National Hero Award when he was campaigning against their brutality and oppression.
No. This part really stood out to me. Because he's going to go into some historical things. But the Bob Marley thing, I never know that. Did you guys know that? I never knew that Bob Marley was a comrade. I thought Bob Marley was, and I'm not disputing it. I'm saying I just thought that he was a neutral. But, you know, that would make sense, you know. When I really think more about it, it would make sense that he would be a comrade because of what the PNP stands for. You know, connecting with Africa, with our people, like. Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense. Make a lot of sense. But let me check this part out 1 second.
And oppression.
I bring it back a little.
Won a National Hero Award when he was campaigning against their brutality and oppression. And when we were giving Rastas hope, no Rasta man could be calling himself a labourite because they remember Coral Garden.
People, go do your research about Coral Garden. I want to thank Bvrfam. More importantly, I want to thank Kabu and also Mutabaruka. I'm a student of their class, and they have been holding the torch for quite some time. You understand? I remember Tau documentary getting threats because of the type of questions she asks as an investigative journalist. You know, we, in some capacity, I always try to downplay my impact and my importance. I really don't want the fame, to be honest with you. I really don't want the fame. I'm not in this for the fame. I'm not a flashy guy. I'm not a cruff either, but I'm not in it for the fame. I'm literally a concerned citizen that wants this country to be moving in the right direction. I desire, I demand that people be held accountable when they can't certify their statutory declaration. I want to see legislation put in play where that is a standard procedure, one of the main tenets of actually being a prime minister or a leader or leadership. I would love to see legislation where if you don't have those things, right? If you don't sign the code of conduct, if your statutory action cannot be certified, and you bring all the evidence and all the documentation required, and there's still an issue, and deeper investigation find out that some type of skullduggery is going on, I don't care which side you're on. You're definitely not on the side of the people of Jamaica. You're definitely not on our side. As a matter of fact, your type of thinking would even affect global ideas because it just couldn't work, man. You feel me? So.
No Rasta man could become against their brutality.
So the Rasta them know. Rasta, hear me, I say. When I go research the Coral Garden incident, I remember a brother on there, and Kau, and this man is a grown man, obviously, because in that time we're talking about way back in our history. Grown man, great. 70s at the time when I listened to Zane. And I'm telling you, that man cried powerful tears, giving his account of what happened in the Coral Garden incident. It was one and still is one of the greatest what's it called, human rights violation. You know, the Jamaican people's rights were totally disregarded in that instance. You had people really looking down on the Rastas, and they allowed the type of behavior by those people against them. And this is the Labour Party that did this. Is very, very, very well documented. I hope that nobody tries to dispute the Coral Garden incident and the impact that it had on families in the past and in the present now. You know, when a man goes to war and he sees people go through trauma, and you know what I'm saying, they come out of that, but they don't come out unscathed, because the mental block that they get from seeing those things there's no peace. There's sleepless nights. And for me, it's, they call it PTSD. And for me, this government has definitely given me PTSD. Moving forward, I wish I did not have to talk about Andronis, Christopher Tufton, or any of them, to be honest with you. I want to focus more on what the PNP has planned for us. I want to dig deeper into those ideas. I want to analyze those ideas even more, right? So let's continue. But the rest of them, when you drop on the socks, work out. Don't let them trick you.
National Hero Award when he was campaigning against their brutality and oppression. And when we were giving Rastas hope, no Rasta man could be calling himself a laborite because they remember Coral Gardens. When the order was given, bring in all Rastas, dead or alive. We remember that. They would love for it to be erased from history. We remember them talking about growth in the 60s, yet that growth was only for the plantocracy. They talk about growth in the 60s, we talk about dignity in the 70s. When men were no longer bastards, when we had maternity leave for women, when we had equal pay for women, when black people...
No, that bastard thing was and why nobody not text? You can't say hi, it's not too late to say hi, guys. If you say something in the chat, nobody is going to it's better I give you a green screen than a black screen, you understand? And that's the topic anyway. So this is not a recording, I'm actually live. Just in case y'all don't know. But Dr. Dawes is laying down a lot in this speech, Rasta pull up on the socks, y'all.
Yeah, remember that. They would love for it to be erased from history. We remember them talking about growth in the 60s, yet that growth was only for the plantocracy. They talk about growth in the 60s, we talk about dignity in the 70s. When men were no longer bastards, when we had maternity leave for women, when we had equal pay for women, when black people could work as teller in banks for the first time.
Oh, yeah, me.
That is what People's National Party fought for. That is why you have a middle class existing from that time till now, who's a straight comrade. And they can't change, because the opportunity they got was through the People's National Party, and that is why they love the PNP. We hear them trying to rewrite the 80s talk about the miracle. What miracle? When Jamaica's GDP was higher than it was when Holness left office.
Mighty
when the
God.
net international reserve was negative 800 million.
Whoa.
That is what the PNP had to correct in the 90s.
Whoa.
After that, Siaga government was the second most foreign aid was given to that government only after Israel, and we had nothing to show for it.
How is that possible? How is that possible? How do you get, and isn't this administration kind of moving in the same direction? What do you guys think about that? Because Andrew Jones-led government has gotten a lot of overseas aid, Yeah, they've actually got a lot. One second, guys. Give me a second, please. Don't go anywhere. 1 second. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? If you can't hear me, put a 1 in the chat. Put the one in the chat. Put the one in the chat if you can hear me. Put the one in the chat. Put the one in the chat. Oh yeah, y'all definitely can hear me. All right, let's go.
Go for it. We remember the 90s.
But how did that happen? How did this how did Seattle get so much aid but never did anything productive with that? That's crazy. That's actually crazy, bro.
Infrastructure developed. When we finally get more than one TV station, more than one radio station. When cable TV are never just rich people. When the poor thief mean
Yo, listen, I know. Y'all remember those big ass satellites back in the day? Yeah, that was definitely for rich people. Alright? Them big ass satellites. Everybody used to try and get their stuff connected to that house to leech off the internet speed and everything. You have devices all over. I remember that. I actually remember doing that.
Not people that come from foreign. We also remember, even though they claim to be masters of economy, that in 2011, when Andrew Holness was Prime Minister, Jamaica was on the verge of bankruptcy.
Wow.
And we could not face the IMF because we were taking their money and not their tests.
Damn.
At a time when Ardley Shaw refused to meet with them, same people come and talking about how we passing tests and passing IMF tests and failing the people's tests. That was the basis on which this economic foundation was built. And it was through the sacrifice of the People's National Party.
Wow.
Through austerity.
Wow.
So when
and I dare say the People's National Party was very honest with the people of Jamaica when it comes to that situation. They were very transparent. Very transparent. You know, the communication was very serious.
Talk, comrades, and try to rewrite history. We have to remind people that Jamaicans love PNP because we put people first. And it takes us to where we are now.
One of the things I've always heard, and even Labour things like, Labour would admit to say when the PNP in a power, they might make money, life more comfortable. You can feel the trickle effect of the economy reaching the people, but it's like what these dudes fail to understand that you don't need any new taxes, you know. That's why the plans that the PNP coming up with is brilliant, right? It's going to motivate the entire workforce. You're going to be motivated to pay NHT, right? So you want to stay in the workforce to at least do that, right? And depending on, you know, what you really want to do, you know.
Where we are now, for the people who we love. We're fighting for the people who love us.
Oh, you mean?
And we're fighting for our children.
Yes, that part. That part. We are fighting for our children. Seriously, we are fighting for our children. Your child is our children. We are Jamaicans. Remember the pledge? Justice, brotherhood, and peace. We're not thinking about ourselves alone in the situation. We all have to we all have to cohabitate in this space. You understand? I don't want productive Jamaicans. We don't want Jamaicans that feel like, yo, anything on it, you know. No, we don't want that. We want them to be dreaming, and then we also want them to know that the system is set up in a way where they can actually realize those dreams if they, of course, do their part and put their shoulders to the wheel. Like what Mark Golden said in his speech. It's time to put our shoulders to the wheel. You understand? There's a lot of work to do, and we all have a role to play. I always say to people, just let the Lord guide you. Ask the Lord to guide you. You understand? And then you move accordingly. Yeah, that is it. Hold on 1 second. My phone can shut off fast, I see people. I don't want to play for the computer.
So, comrades, Stacey needs your support. I am here to support her.
Of course.
All the candidates need you to get out and knock on every door, walk through every street, every lane, every cluster, because we have to take it back and we have to save Jamaica, because we're tired of the labor pains.
When you hear that? We have to take it back. We have to save Jamaica because we are tired of the labor pain. Hey, me tired of the labor pain. We have to reverse the order, people. Reverse the order. Reverse it. Reverse it.
We need... But they did that just so they could stay in power.
Oh,
and we're not going...
this one passed me because he touched on so many things. Guys, you don't remember Sir Andrew Onis called the election in the middle of COVID? You don't remember that? No, sir. You don't remember that? It's serious now? My God, it's serious. And the man said that he wrote to the government and told them and advised them against doing something like that. Innit? Let me go back. I don't want to misquote nobody.
Hell of a holes. They're digging a hole that is undermining democracy. Trying and Ardley Shaw refuse to meet with them.
Yes, so this Ardley Shaw, there's so much things we miss. Ardley Shaw and the government at the time. Yo, man, I tell you, them people are really not easy, you know. You have a deal with the IMF, you have an agreement with the IMF. You get loan, but you're supposed to pass these tests, these fiscal tests. Then why you don't just go ahead and do the work? Huh? Why them never do that? I mean, well, I don't know, yeah, man. Like, they must have known what it would do to our country for them to have blatantly not do what the IMF and you agreed upon doing. You know, the safeguards, the financial safeguards that's put in place. They ignore them and just carry on when there's legislation for it. Like, how can the Jamaican people trust these people? Right? And it's not like, I don't think Jonas has proven himself to be different from the pedigree of Labour leaders that came before him. I don't see it. I don't feel it. I haven't heard it. You know what I'm saying? Since last year. I don't see it. I don't see it. It's very interesting. Right? Very interesting indeed. Let's get to the next part of it. So FinSac and all them something there. Why?
Same people come and talking about how we passing tests and failing, passing IMF tests and failing the people's test.
No, them fail the people's test at the time, and them fail the IMF test. Yo.
Was the basis on which this economic foundation was built, and it was through the sacrifice of the People's National Party through austerity. So when they talk, comments, and try to rewrite history, we have to remind the people's death. That was the basis on which this economic foundation was built. And it was through the sacrifice of the People's National Party, through austerity. So when they talk, comrades, and try to rewrite history, we have to remind people that Jamaicans love PNP because we put people first. And it takes us to where we are now. When I say why this election is an election of love versus money. Because the money that they are spending is not hard-earned money. It's not money where somebody with a 9-to-5 job going to take up and just throw away so. It's not money that anybody who have a business and know what it means to have more money at the end of the month, but also what it means to have more month at the end of the money.
Yo, to have more month at the end of the money? I've never heard that until this speech.
That is not.
It just means you need more time. How much I would feel like we need more time? Like your bills are so high, the money per week, I say, yo, Jano, right now, Virgin, me know some oil, but if me not pay this and this and this and this and this and this, then I cut it off today. So that's all up on the rent there. How much else can do that? You know? I don't see it happening. You know what I see happening? I see the people. I see, man, listen. Let's play the clip. Let me not say that.
Money that is legitimately earned. That is thieving money. And that is what they're coming to buy the election
You know
with.
the man say, the man don't hold him tongue, ladies and gentlemen. The man say a thieving money them come use. They come buy election for the people. Comrades, stay firm. Don't sell out to no vote. They know enough people out there if you take the money and vote them out, and some people they want that for true. But guess what? I think that we should not allow that to happen. We should stand firm. Anybody that tries to buy our vote, run them way. Don't take them dirty money. Don't take that dirty money. Alright? Don't be tempted. Leave it alone. Reverse the curse and reverse the order. Alright? Good. I want them to know this is one silent stream because I first remember I see so much people pass through the live. They don't hit the like button. Let me show the like there. Only 2 likes? I had like 20 people up in here at one point. That's crazy. Y'all ain't gonna hit the like button? Damn. Let me go dark. Let me go dark then. That's crazy. Yeah, let me go dark. Yeah, let me go dark. I'm gonna go dark. No color on the screen. Y'all ain't hitting the like button? Man, y'all tripping, man. Y'all tripping. You know how hard I'm working? Y'all is tripping, man.
They earn. That is thieving money. And that is what they're coming to buy the election with. But we, comrades, must have a singular message. When you're in a hole, the first thing to do to get out of that hole is to stop digging.
Key point. Very
and the
good.
Labour Party, them digging some hell of a holes. They're digging a hole that is undermining democracy. Trying to create a parish where none was asked for.
Embarrassing.
And to cut off pieces of constituency and deny people their right to vote.
Embarrassing.
They are digging a hole where the health sector is in ruins.
True, man.
Where we talk about Cornwall, in due time you will hear how KPH is falling apart, comrades, but that is for another time.
People want to hear that. The man said KP, and thanks for the person that hit the like button. I didn't take it back. I want to go on. Anyway, maybe my eyes missed. All you have to do is double tap the screen 2 times, people. Now, would they meet it again? Okay, that's what's up. KPH, Java Johnson, big up. KPH, The man said we soon going to hear about KPH. This
Nothing was
again.
asked for, and to cut off pieces of constituency
Morning.
and deny people their right to vote. They are digging a hole where the health sector is in ruins. Where we talk about Cornwall, in due time you will hear how KPH is falling apart, comrades, but that is for another time.
So Cornwall is really refurbished. Cornwall Regional Hospital for about 25 years now. And the cost is going up every time. And I ask myself, how is this being allowed in our country? And people wonder why we don't trust the government.
Granted. Comrades, we need to remind them that this is a party that sacrificed people's lives by calling an election during COVID.
Sad.
In August 26, 2020, I wrote an article begging them postpone the election because it's going to cause a spike. And they called the election knowing full well that COVID was getting out of hand. And the day after the election, they called the election the Thursday, they win. And on the Friday, the minister came and said that, hey, Jamaica, COVID is getting out of hand. We're going to lock down on Monday. By that time, 3,000 Jamaicans had contracted COVID because of the election.
You're there.
And 30 were dead.
Jesus.
But they did that just so they could stay in power.
That right there. The hunger for power. The ambition for power. They don't care what they do, who they hurt, who they tear down. Man. A lot of people gonna be sorry, bro.
And we're not going to allow this. We are fighting for the people who we love.
What do you mean?
We're fighting for the people who love us. And we are fighting for our children. So, comrades, Stacey needs your support. I am here to support her. All the candidates need you to get out and knock on every door, walk through every street, every lane, every cluster, because we have to take it back and we have to save Jamaica. Now we're tired of the labor pains.
That is it.
We need deliverance, comrades. We're going to beat them with one word, and the word
is love.
Thank you.
Remember that the word is love. The word is love. Yeah, man. Mr. Dawes really put the 2025 election in a perspective, man. Yeah. It's all about good, clean heart versus money. It's about integrity. It's about love versus money. It's about character versus money. Who is willing to sell out themselves? That is it. Are you willing to sell yourself out? Are you entertaining these people coming to buy your vote? Are you entertaining that? People, I don't want them at my yard. I've always been like that with a PNP or JLP. It doesn't matter. I don't want them at my yard. Another individual that I honestly, it's the first time listening to him speak. First time. This dude named Bonnie Witter. I want to listen to this man very carefully. Listen to him.
Bonnie Witter. Comrade. Mighty God.
Crow tip.
To all the comrades on the platform.
This is Mr. Witter.
Congresswoman, blessed love. Comrades in the audience, my brother and my sister, warriors of the People's National Party, are you ready?
Ready?
Come on! All my life I have been faithful to the People's National Party.
say, comrade, for a long time, I have not been in Northeast. But Northeast was always a part of my heart. And I always support every candidate that run in Northeast. But tonight, comrades, I feel in my bone, I feel the fire moving in my bones, and it is telling me, comrades, tonight will be your next member of parliament for Northeast St. Andrew. And we comrades.
Hey, me said this a man now. Hey, the man full of power, you know, man. The man laugh, but at first time, me really hear him speak. And if you look on the thing, you know, if you're a man where just the behind the scenes, so why you not shy with the mic at all, brother? Man, now ramp for one out number 28. This is some more I'm Mr. Whittaker. You think Mr. Whittaker now, man?
Tonight, your next member of parliament. The PMP River come down, bang to bang, because Comrade Mark Jefferson Golden will be the next Prime Minister of Jamaica land we love. Comrades, the People's National Party come to you on our record of performance when we are in government. If you talk about housing, it's the People's National Party. If you talk about road, it's the People's National Party. If you talk about education, it's the People's National Party. And anything you think of, if you think of health, it's the People's National Party. So, comrade, we have one more river to cross. And when the man named the day, we shall cross that river. And when we cross the river of Jordan, and when we reach on the other side, hallelujah, what a weeping and mourning for the green people, because we are going to say to them, time come for you to pay the penalty of what you did to this great country. Comrades, I hear some people have 28 bank accounts.
Yeah, no, see it now.
And the people in the crowd don't have even one. But them tell us about prosperity.
May I tell them, General? Talk about
and
it.
when you talk things, comrades,
Them vex.
when we question in 2016, when we question the character of such people, we hear that we were bad mind. No story come to bum.
I tell you.
But as I said to the people, the People's National Party have a plan to rescue this country. We are going to bring education to the people. We are going to bring health care to the people. We are going to bring land to the people. We are going to bring housing affordable, that minimum wage earner can own a house and live in dignity in this country.
Of course.
The People's National Party cares about the people. As I said to you, in all my life, I have been faithful to the PMP, and the PMP has always been faithful to the people of Jamaica. And I say to you, if you are ready, make I hear you.
Bonnie Whittaker, ladies and gentlemen.
Northeast is
Well,
ready.
Bonnie Whittaker.
What a marvelous crowd.
I said
The
Whittaker.
People's River come down, bang to bang. Comrades, everyone here is ready. Ready, we're ready. And again, we're gone. Ready, we're ready. And again, we're gone. All our life, we have been faithful. Time come for us to reap the sweet of our labor. And we say to you, my comrade, go forth in unity. Go forth in the name of Norman Washington Manley. Go forth in the name of Michael Joshua Manley. Go forth in the name of PJ Percival James Pattison. Go forth in the name of one of the finest prime minister Jamaica has ever seen, Comrade Portia Lucretia
Simpson Miller. So they say this a man come bonfire, man.
And we are going to go forth in the name. He never make it to prime minister, but he was a leader of the People's National Party, Comrade Peter David Phillips. And now we are going to go from dusk till dawn, door to door, lane to lane, street to street, house to house, with Comrade Ma Jefferson Golden, the next Prime Minister of this great country of Jamaica. And I say to you, my comrade,
the word is
see
love.
the signal waving in the sky. Reinforcement, victory is here. All my
Reverse
life,
the order.
faithful. One love, one hate,
What do you mean?
one destiny. One Jamaican people, it look familiar.
Yo,
See a shot.
me said the man don't have an ounce of energy. He put everything in that speech a while ago. Faye, the lovely lady that you see on your screen right there, and Mr. Mark Gold and the rest of the team. It's truly a rescue mission, ladies and gentlemen. Healthcare system needs to be rescued. The officers need to be rescued. The justice system needs to be rescued. We need to be rescued where energy is concerned. I just heard a reasoning on Andre Stephen earlier, and you know what he was talking about was very concerning, and let me tell you why. The point he was making, ladies and gentlemen, is that sorry. The point he was making is that this tug of war between the Chinese in terms of money and structure, Chinese and United States, Jamaica is essentially caught in the middle, and I think we might be caught in the middle more than anyone outside entity could even possibly think. I think it's way more disturbing than what we previously thought, ladies and gentlemen. I really do. I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but whatever we think it is, put that times 100. Just multiply it. Yeah, man. Just Give it a little multiplying mates, you know? Mm-hmm. No. Clean up the starting for Sam Sharp, really? Damn. So they don't have. Oh, I want to say it's very important. Yeah, this is very important. I should have a picture of him in. Yeah, I do have a picture of him here. Yeah, I have to do this the right way. You know, our legend, our brother. Because remember, we have to be our brother's keeper, you know. You understand? And what happens to our brother essentially happens to us, you know, indirectly or directly, depending on the situation. Especially when it's our brother, and, you know, I should say that. Especially when it's a stand-up brother of integrity and class, and, you know, not doing creative things that with he or she, you know, would not want the members of their family to follow. So, big up to you, seeing both, and my deepest condolences to him and his family. My deepest condolences to Brother Bolt and his family. There was a very passionate dialogue, a call that came in. I don't remember if it's Head Boy and Partner TV earlier, when Andre was talking about yes, you see about, you know, hold on 1 second, guys. I'll make sure that I'm on the right thing here. Hold on. Trying to find it.
We're at 1,480 tonight, the hill.
Oh. Give me a second, guys. I was in and out of that live, you know, so.
How crazy this.
I'm tired. Rosalie, Trump have more than 2 terms. And now we are come up. It's a rough. Not 10 or $120. Why Jamaica? Because they don't have access to the ambulance.
Oh. Here we go. Right here. Thank God I found it. This was too important.
It must protect the interests of its citizens.
Javed Johnson, big up.
Look how much people you know lose 200 and 300,000 and them a ball out and them afraid. So I am pretty sure Jamaica, this Lord Jesus, our class president I call me so early.
Oh,
class president, why you don't make the teacher teach the class?
Well, you know, those persons who are very critical of your opening statement, if they had lost even $100,000, they would be weeping and mourning. You're saying board lost 12.7 million US, that's since deposit in 2025 at a compound interest to date until now would have been close to 44 billion Jamaican dollars.
Wow.
So the father would have taken that seriously, and it would have resulted in him having a bad health.
Yeah.
And the Prime Minister is the head of SSL along with the owner. Because we saw where we admitted that SSL money was used to buy land in Beverly Hills and construct the building. And then we saw where money is transferred from SSL to his NCB account. So the Prime Minister would have added stress and pressure to Usain Bolt's father. And when Bolt made the investment, it was for his parents' retirement. They didn't see a dollar.
My God.
So you pointing out the issue that would have impacted on the man's health is 100% correct. But those who are criticizing your opening comment, let them even lose a small proportion of that money and see. Probably some of them would even commit suicide. Alright, so you are on the track. Partially, the Jamaica Labour Party government under Andrew Holness, they are also responsible for Bolt's father's demise.
My God.
At the age of 16, that man should have been living until 80, 90 years old. Right? Having such immense stress and pressure from those financial losses would have contributed to a decline in his health.
True.
And I am not taking back that. And you are 100% correct, Professor. Carry on the work. The Jamaica Labour Party and Andrew Holness they have a hand in the deterioration of Bolt's father's health, and now he has died. Okay? Okay, Professor.
Aye. And one thing my student them go do, you know. One thing my student them go certainly do. But you have to connect it with you, Courtney. There is no way, Jamaica. There is no way.
No stress down here there. And the money.
Jamaica, there is no other thing. All the other underlining issues, stress was the main cause, Jamaica. Man, don't know if you deal with stress in Jamaica. While the mother or the woman most times know how to take on the stress and she will they are not considering not even know. You see, man don't know how to handle stress and pressure. I want to say something to you tonight.
No. Usain Bolt again. My condolences to the brethren. And the argument that was made by Andre, where his father could have incurred stress from the situation with SSL, is more than possible. He's well within his right to make that point. That's a very high probable possibility, unfortunately. However, I do not wish that is true. I really don't. I really hope that Ward's father was strong enough mentally to not allow that situation to deteriorate his health and have us all that really cares just in shock, because I literally was in shock when I was told this earlier this evening. I was in shock, and then confirmation when listening because truly I didn't have time. I was very, very busy, you know. And confirmation from other sources. So now they come to the realization that the man father is no longer with us. How I don't know the situation, and if this is truly a situation where his father is contributed to his father, you know, I really hope that one, the hotel area is good, but yo, I'm not telling you like this bad. This really, really bad, yo. A lot of thoughts are running through my mind all at once when it comes to that situation. When they really want both, if you go take on this thing for him head night and next thing you say, both go stress out, you know, young legend, you know. No, sir. Father God, reverse the order. Reverse the order, Father God. No, sir. Reverse the order. No both I got have this stress on him with him, Father. Lord have mercy. Pray. I pray for you, saying both. Pray for you, saying both and his family. My deepest condolences to the brethren. I hope the brethren really take it as easy as him possible can, cause this is not something we just go say, you know. This is something I go do there for a while. I go do there for a while, and you know really I go left you neither. But now tell you, from one thing to the next in Jamaica, man. Mighty God. Mighty God. No, I was watching Talk Your Mind TV, and many respect to Talk Your Mind TV. Talk Your Mind TV. Tell people all the while, you know. You have to know, you know. If you know, you know. Talk Your Mind TV not really normal like how people think, you know. I feel like say if Talk Your Mind is like, you know, if you wasn't a man to do all the 9 to 5 and really I deal with this thing, this YouTube thing, and I tell you, it wouldn't be normal type of production that would have come out from Talk Your Mind TV. But even with a working man as himself, him still come out.
Him know why you're in the budget.
Come up under no circumstance.
So, Queen Africa had this message to give, and I told her me hear it on the platform.
I just want to say to any Jamaican, we really and truly start listen to a Queen Africa voice. Whether you're Labour, right, PNP, regular Jamaican who just want to vote for a change. You see the next election here we have come up under no circumstances whatsoever can you vote in back the Jamaica Labour Party.
Bolo on the way there.
What kind of manners? You know this struggle to hear me told you know. With no further ado, this is a warning.
This is a warning.
This is a warning here for who it may concern. Not only myself, this is for who it may concern.
Yeah.
I just want to say to any Jamaican, we really and truly start listen to a Queen Africa voice. Whether you're Labour, right, PNP, regular Jamaican who just want to vote for a change. You see the next election here we have come up under no circumstances whatsoever can you vote in back the Jamaica Labour Party into government. This part of this message is for the loyalists them too.
Listen again.
I just want to say to any Jamaican,
Like and share.
we really and truly start listening
Like and
to
share.
a Queen Africa voice. Whether you're Labour right, PNP, regular Jamaican who just want to vote for a change, you see the next election here will come up under no circumstances whatsoever can you vote in back the Jamaica Labour Party into government.
Wow.
This part of this message is for the loyalists them too.
And this is a public announcement. It is for everybody. Whatever you guys do in Jamaica, by no means the Jamaica Labour Party to come back in power. By no means the Jamaica Labour Party to come back in power in a real life. Whatever you guys do, Andrew Willis must get the same thing when we show no rather. We're moving on. So I want to hear what Ashley.
Alright. That one them and all like that one that did surprise me. Queen Africa come out and actually say that. I was like, wow. You know. But it's like what the prophet them say, you know, the veil is being lifted from the eyes of the people. A lot of people hold this idea say, you know, the two government them are the same, you know. But they're in error when they think like that. Look at the man on the screen. This man on the screen has not demonstrated anything in his leadership, whether through action or verbal, that would suggest that, you know, he is what they're making him out to be, which is the same thing as Andrew. Because that's what I see the laborers them doing, you know, especially on the TikTok. Oh, ask about this money from Marky G, ask about FinSac, ask about this. But, Virgin, we are not the same, bro. Marty Sanguda, you was right about that. We are definitely not the same. You know, people them think differently, them look on things differently. So, yeah, if you look at Parliament, if something just come to my mind, but me left that alone.
Again, this used to be a beautiful swimming hole.
Oh,
this is the
God.
destruction that is taking place here in Portland at
Swift River. The river there. What do you think about Jamaica, you know?
Just because of greed and because of the silence of the people that live around there, nobody speaks out against it. See that? See the tractor and the truck?
See how they look there? Look how they look.
But nah, like, if you guys have seen that, that is absolutely sad.
And the truck?
It's
See how they
really
look there?
sad.
Look how they look.
It's depressing.
This is what
If you know, so then really
Then
Look how
we
the river
in
they look.
2018, the
mess up the
Jamaican
people then.
Environmental Trust
Look
came
at
out
Andrew
and
Willis
they
and the
did
two people
something.
there in Jamaica.
And now this is where we are again.
See river they look. Look on a photo there. Swift River and a Portland. Look how they look. Andrew Willis mash it up. Look on it.
This is the destruction of the river.
Look on it. Wanna tell me
Then this
Andrew
used
Willis
to be a
not
beautiful
destruction in
swimming hole.
Jamaica.
This is the destruction that
The
is
China
taking
them
place
lift
here
up
in
and go, man.
Portland.
Look, see river there. Look how they
Just because
look.
of greed and because of the silence of the people that live around
See
here,
there.
nobody speaks out against it.
Andrew
See
Willis
that?
destroyed.
See the tractor and the
Andrew.
truck?
And I know
This is what we're
circumstances, my brother, you
Then
can
with
get a
this in
turn.
2018, the Jamaica Environmental Trust came out and they did
Look on
something.
the river.
And now this is where we are again.
See, look there now.
Hmm.
Look where you look now. Look how you
This
look.
is this.
Come.
It is smoke and mirrors. Was a senator. If you listen to Marco Rubio, he said in his speech.
Again, Cabo, I'm an elder, Cabo, I'm a teacher. Listen to what Cabo has said about Marco Rubio. Guyana, the Chinese, and Jamaica.
I have been raising this issue from I was a senator. This is not a new issue. This is something that I've been saying from a senator. So it's not new. They are gaslighting us. It is smoke and mirrors. If you look at the two speeches, Marco Rubio's speech and Andrew Holness's speech, anytime a journalist takes some time to sit down and look at the two speeches, they'll recognize that this was not a successful meeting.
Listen.
And if it was successful, the extent to which it was, is what Jamaica would have done for it to be successful. So the questions needed to have been asked. And if not asked of Marco Rubio and Andrew Holness in that press conference, then asked at a later date, a follow-up, a press briefing, something. Call the Prime Minister, call the Prime Minister's office and ask about it. Let me take a break.
Remember me telling us there, you know, the local sham where they have called a meeting, there's a bigger agenda. Remember me telling you, you know, when I hear somebody say the same thing.
One thing we have to be sure of, you know, is that there are other reporting. How you know how this thing played out and how it is playing out. You have to do a triangulation. So you have to go to the website of the Secretary of State. You have to look at all the press releases that they have put out. You have to look at how they are contextualizing and the narrative that they're spinning around what they're saying about Marco Rubio's visit to Latin America, to the Dominican Republic, to Jamaica, to Guyana. Then you have to go to Guyana and you have to look at what Guyana is putting out about, you know, Marco Rubio's visit. Why was he coming? What plans were in place? For example, Guyana was reporting, while Marco Rubio was in Jamaica, Guyana was reporting that Rubio was in the region to deal specifically with issues relating to China. One of the issues that that Guyana reported on extensively had to do with fees on ships. So it had to do with shipping routes. It had to do with Chinese shipping vessels in Caribbean waters and Latin American waters, and the fees that America, the Trump administration, would be putting onto these shipping vessels, and how those costs would translate into higher cost of living for Caribbean people and Latin American people. This is what.
No, you see the oil price, them people. Why? It'll get rough, you know. Yeah, man, things can get really. You ever in a pressure cooker yet? Well, I'm really hoping they call the election soon, yeah, man. Because some changes have to make in the people.
Was being reported in Guyana while Marco Rubio was in Jamaica. Do you understand what I'm saying now?
Yeah.
And Guyana went as far as to say, Alfred, who is the Prime Minister of Guyana, he went as far on the record to say that he had a meeting with the members of CARICOM. They were on a call with the members of CARICOM, and that this was top of the agenda for them, for Marco Rubio coming into Jamaica, coming into the Caribbean. Whereas Jamaica's reporting did not mention China at all. Or if it did, it was piecemeal. They were all about the Cuban doctors. But CARICOM, Alfred was saying in Guyana that CARICOM.
But Andrew get one with the relationship with China too, you know.
But long and short of it is that Alfred had said, okay, Caribbean countries to express concern. There you go. All right. So while Marco Rubio was in Jamaica, Guyana was reporting Caribbean community CARICOM leaders plan to tell U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio that the U.S. proposed fines, F-I-N-E-S, on Chinese-made cargo vessels would hurt the region's oil and gas industry as well as transportation costs. This was also reported in Bloomberg. So if you're reading Bloomberg media, you'll also see this. and Bloomberg actually quoted Ifran Ali. The complaint from Caribbean countries is that the latest sign that the U.S. proposed additional fees on Chinese-made ships is unpopular among almost all parties involved and will eventually backfire. Chinese experts also got in on that, and Bloomberg was quoting from Chinese expert. Ali Afan said that CARICOM leaders discussed the issue in a virtual meeting, and that virtual meeting was held specifically to plan how CARICOM would engage with Marco Rubio. This was also reported in Bloomberg. And Ali Afan said that the U.S. proposed tax on Chinese-made crude and gas vessels, as well as other cargo ships, would adversely affect the oil and gas industries of the Caribbean. That, of course, will have an effect on the cost of goods coming into the region, also transport coming into the region. This is Ali Afan. He says fines on Chinese-made and Chinese-linked vessels would also increase the cost of imports to the Caribbean, etc., etc., etc. So that's one thing. The other thing had to do with Panama. And so when Marco Rubio was in the Dominican Republic, because this is the country he went to first, you have to read the speeches from Marco Rubio and from the Dominican Republic. Two things. One of the main thing for the Dominican Republic when Marco Rubio was in the Dominican Republic was to treat Haiti and the Haiti problem as an international problem that is not a Dominican Republic problem, and to allow or to re-engage Kenya and the Caribbean and CARICOM and all of that. So this was a main issue on the agenda for the Dominican Republic when Marco Rubio went there. And so the president, the prime minister of the Dominican Republic, he spent a very long time in his speech talking about that. Marco Rubio, when he took the stage, agreed with him. So when Marco Rubio came into Jamaica, Haiti was on the table. But notice how the two men dealt with it differently. Marco Rubio was saying, parroting exactly what the Dominican Republic Prime Minister told him. But Andrew Holness was talking about humanitarian issues regarding Haiti, while Marco Rubio was looking at a whole different set of things, almost using the very same words that he used in the press conference.
Yo, you have to do that. Can't play like you that. Remember, so them ever listening now. They want to go like them listen.
In the Dominican Republic. This is how journalism works, and this is why I want to have a conversation with my colleagues in the media.
Listen.
There's another thing is that if you look at the speech given by Marco Rubio and the speech given by Andrew Holness, you'll notice that these two men are not saying the very same thing.
Listen.
You have to go back and read the speech, put them side by side, and take them apart. They are not saying the same thing. As a matter of fact, Andrew Holness talked about the security issues that they discussed, and he gave it a name. He talked about gang warfare. Marco Rubio took the stage, and he said, we are not going to call it gang warfare. We're going to have to find another name for it. Do you know why Marco Rubio has to find another name for it? He has to find another name for it because it has nothing to do with gangs. It's bigger than gangs. It has to do with China in the Caribbean waters. There's also something that they said in the speech. They're bringing back the Caribbean basin security. Goodness, I don't even. I need some. I don't know why I keep doing this. I need to make notes when I'm coming into these spaces. All right, let me look and see. Oh goodness, and we're even running out of time. What time is it now? 7:53. But all right, I'm gonna jump all over the place. Please to see with me a little bit. U.S.-China raises stakes in the Panama Canal. This is a headline that's coming out today, and it's coming from China. China is making some very serious statements. So you go to CGTN or you go to any of the South China Seas newspapers or reports coming from not the West. And you see that China, we reported in this space a while back that the private company that owns the ports, that owns the ports along the Panama Canal, that they are selling to BlackRock, and that BlackRock has now gone over to the technocracy side of Donald Trump.
And so this consortium that's selling to BlackRock is a good. It's good for the U.S. Donald Trump welcome that and so on, because BlackRock is part of the whole EEF, globalist, technocracy, transhumanism, that whole space. Look at BlackRock. BlackRock is critical to any of this, this inflection point, moving to the next level. Also engage in the Ukraine and so on. I mean, all over the world. But so China is now saying that they see this as a betrayal by the Chinese company, which is their partner, and they are now coming out forcefully this morning to make some very serious points. So if you check, there's a headline in the Economic Times, which I think you can get you easily, which says, let me tell you what it says. It says U.S., China raises states in Panama Canal ports row. China is reacting strongly to Hong Kong conglomerate CK Hutchinson's sale of Panama Canal ports to a U.S.-led consortium for $19 billion, heightening geopolitical tensions. Chinese regulators are reviewing the deal amid concerns it could disrupt trade, showcasing the strategic importance of global port hubs. And so the story continues. China's fury at the sale of Panama Canal ports to a U.S.-led consortium reflects how container hubs have become prized currency as Beijing and Washington vie for global influence. Now, this is true, and this is the issue that we are faced with here also in Jamaica. So if you go back and look at Marco Rubio's speech, and I hope that towards the end of the program this morning, I'll get a chance to go through both speeches, Andrew Holness's speech, Marco Rubio's speech, and then to show you how they compare and contrast, but also to say the tone and the diplomacy very different, right? The words that them use, what was explicit and what was implicit, that's a whole other thing. Jamaica's position on security, how it differs in tone from what we heard from Andrew Holness, and so that this celebration on the island here in Jamaica is premature. It's premature. Marco Rubio himself told us that he'd come early.
And the thing about it, and the labor right now celebrate, and they don't even know them celebrate. I want to hear this, and the clock gone forward, so we did 1 hour ahead at the normal time, so the clock go 1 hour ahead, so I have 2:26. Now last week would have been like 1:26, now 2:26, because it go forward, the clock go forward now, so we have early day, like it bright now, it change, the clock change. So so soon bedtime. So I don't hear this still.
Billions of dollars that he stole from poor people's purse. The 950 billion that is missing from the health sector. He and his party once signed the code of conduct. He won't declare his asset to explain how he gets so rich. He really did well for himself, but Jamaican people like myself here, and that is more vulnerable than me, we're not doing well. So yes, with all lies and fake promises that he gave to us and get us to vote for him, of course he's doing well for himself. You understand? With his billionaire children that he have, billionaire wife, and himself is a billionaire, while Jamaicans don't even have a free ambulance to take them here and there. Of course, Mr. Holness is doing well for himself. Yep. So very well. Yeah, with the $2 billion that he take from housing trust, of course he's doing good for himself. Yeah, after he gave poor people their money back, of course he's doing very well for himself. No one is disputing that. Oh, we
when I think about it, Jamaican people meet accident and people have to chump up money for charter ambulance in Jamaica. People have to chump up money for charter ambulance in Jamaica. And Jonas and Christopher Tufton, I look third term. Man drop down at airport, no ambulance. Them I look third term. They need to go name some shit. They need to go name shit a bush like dog. They need to go name shit a bush like dog, the whole of them. The whole of them to go name shit a bush like dog. Every member of the Jamaican Labour Party, from the driver and to the gardener, we're not going to have shit a bush like dog. We need to set a drunk crow, need to put in a barrel and with the high tide come and see. Let you know go make you no God burn with a triangle. Anyway, this is where I say so long, because I said the clock move forward, so soon 3 a.m. in the morning, so I just one of them things. So until look more from now, the word is love. Chrissy, Trevor, Barbara, Carol, then.
So big up Talking My TV if you make me aware of that. Big up Andre Stevens. The word is love for me. I almost 3 a.m. in the morning. Just do want to touch upon this, the speech of Mr. I need people to pay attention to Mr. Dawes, Yeah, man, he's a quiet man, but, he's not too upfront and not a hype man, And big up Splash DJ in there, for him, MP. You see me, and big up everybody. All Jamaicans, all well-thinking Jamaicans. Even the one them where we not see eye to eye right now. At the end of the day, when all of this election is over, we still have to coexist with each other and all that we still have to live. Not true. That is it. The word is love. I'm out. Peace and blessings.